Good morning, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. I don't know what this is today. I just think, I don't know. I'm feeling a collective reading. I was going to do a Divine Masculine, but I just am feeling that the collective needs some general love and support. So I'm going to do something a little different today. We're going to invite in loving kindness and just start there. That's it. There's no agenda. There's no inquiry. However, I'm choosing decks that will guide us in easefully, if you will. Okay, Spirit, thank you for being with us. What does the collective need to know right now? What would support their hearts right now? What do they need to hear for the highest and best good of self and the planet? All that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. Okay, Temperance. This feels very much a Temperance card. And no, I don't know why I felt called to put my selenite wands out. It's just, is what it is. I cherish every cell in my body. I was working with a client yesterday, and so much of the work we did together was around allowing sacred space for the body to catch up with the rest of the impeccable work she's been doing. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Let me get all these cards out. Well, that's too many. I'll just take the top one. It says, I am a light worker in disguise. I don't have to talk about it. I can just be it. Oof. That is such profound permission for those of us in this industry. I have a lot to say, but hold on a second. Let me see if there's anything else. I'm laughing because I always have a lot to say. That's the point, right? Anything else, Spirit? Anything else you want to share? Okay, thank you. We have, I am willing to see my sameness with others. This opens my awareness to oneness. Guidance is available to me now. I know that angels, ancestors, and spirit guides are always at hand. I do not walk alone. And then we have, my genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. Okay, and then we also have, it's safe to ask for help. People want to support me. Beautiful, loving messages, right? So let's gently glide into the shadow position and see what's going on. I am ready to go big, rise up, and step into my power. This is what is in the collective shadow right now. This isn't for feminines or masculines. This is for everyone, our entire collective. Right now, the collective is pushing. Let me just speak in we. We are pushing our bigness into the shadows. We are pushing the full range, the longitude and latitude of our spirit into the shadows. And it is time to excavate that reality, excavate our soul's deepest mission and purpose here. I'm very drawn to the primary messages, which for me is the top row. I am a light worker in disguise. I do not have to talk about it. I can just be it. If you're listening to my readings or readings like this, you are some sort of energy healer, light worker, way shower, visionary, magical, mystical being who dances between realms. And most of us have not arrived here in a light-hearted, unscathed way, right? Most of us have dealt with the trials and tribulations of feeling maybe like an outsider, feeling like what feels natural to us may be unconventional to others, and maybe others have bullied you or chastised you in some capacity. And I just was talking about this yesterday, and I think it's really important for everyone to hear this. We are embodying a frequency of a planet that does not exist yet in 3D. I'm going to say that again because it's really important. When we do this work to embody the frequency of unconditional love and infinite oneness, we are imbuing this earth with a frequency that does not yet exist on the planet. Yes, of course, it exists in mild doses, but in terms of the collective, we're holding a frequency of a planet that has not yet been birthed. It is in the process of being birthed, and we are all the mothers and the midwives and the doulas of this process. And so it's really important to remember, as you're fighting the good fight, as you're doing, quote unquote, the great work, to remember to let yourself off the hook. You don't have to be an active warrior. You don't have to actively convince people through speech, through mental capacities. We often work in the realms of energy. So do that. Let yourself off the hook. You get to do what you do best in the realms of energy. You get to pray. People don't understand how powerful prayer is. Oh, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. If people understood how powerful prayer was, they would be flabbergasted with how much power they have within themselves to affect change on this planet. Intention. If you don't like to traditionally pray, setting powerful intentions, saying lovely words about people you pass on the street, homeless people, the cashier at the store, the bus driver, the whatever it is. You can always change the energy of the environment that you're in with mere intention. It's such a profound gift. And so I'm underlining this for you, dear light worker, so that you can let yourself off the hook. You don't have to petition. You don't have to convince the muggles. You don't have to, fight your way to creating this unconventional life in this conventional world. Because in our world, how we are is ordinary. How we are is the baseline reality. It is conventional. So the greatest impact you can have is to just become a steward of your own frequency. That's it. And if anything is pulling you out of that frequency, that's your work. That's exactly the roadmap. X marks the spot of where you begin your work. Can you call your spirit back from places it doesn't belong? Can you hold your center for love in the chaos that's around you and not let that chaos pull you off your center? All that I love, all of the mission that is in our hearts is more important than all of the fear that we will face in the external world. We have to understand that our interior world is more powerful than the exterior world. And yet it's very easy to get pulled into the intoxicating lure of planetary fear. There's a lot of it. There's no shortage of pain and fear on this planet. And thank God we don't live on this planet, right? We don't live and function on this planet. We live and function in this energetic realm. And our vessels are a conduit, are a channel to bring that energy to our 3D location, wherever it is. Excuse me. And then we have, I cherish every cell in my body. I cherish every cell in my body. Again, our body is the conduit. Our body is the vessel and channel in which we bridge these things, in which we bridge the 5D to the 3D, in which we pass information back and forth. It is literally the bridge, the transport mechanism in which we exchange. We have exchanges of knowledge and wisdom. The body has experiences and relays those messages back to our quantum selves. Our quantum selves chews it up, digests it, and regurgitates it as knowledge and wisdom that we then get to move through our bodies, to transport through our bodies and anchor down into the earth. This is why taking care of your body is so important. If you are someone who has had a lot of 3D trauma in your body, this could be any version of trauma. This could be like psychological, mental, physical, spiritual, energetic. This could be, birth trauma. This could be either from your mother or from you having children. This could be if you've had a lot of injuries in your body. It's so important that we maintain and take care of our bodies and listen. I am the most guilty person in failing to listen and overriding what my body has been screaming for. And that's been my life's work. Hold on, I need a sip of cacao. My greatest work is in learning how to come into a loving, symbiotic relationship with my body. I'm 40 years old and I haven't figured it out yet. This is my karma. This has been my work. I confront it every day, and I confront the blocks within myself, my mind, body, and spirit that keep showing up in the way of this love, in the way of whatever's in the way of me hearing. Right? I'm listening. I'm always listening, like, hey, body, what's going on? What do you want to communicate with me? What do you need right now? Do you need movement? Do you need hydration? Do you need better nutrition? Do you need loving touch? Do you need a hug? Do you need, a lovely bath or a shower? Do you need grounding? And it has been a full-time job for me, and I still haven't mastered it. Imagine being at a job for 40 years and still not mastering the job. That's a hard pill to swallow. I swallow that pill every day. And we all have those things. For some people, you might have been on a job for 65 years and you still haven't mastered emotional vulnerability, or you still haven't mastered using your voice, speaking your truth when it arises. We all have our things. There is no judgment here. There is only, how can I love myself more in the face of this confrontation, in the face of this adversity? Beautiful. I'm actually going to clean these up because I'm feeling that these three are the core of this message. I'm just going to put these on the side for now. Whew, I felt that awaken in my body, and I could feel the weight on my chest of this. Let's see. Here they are. I was looking for this deck. Let's see where we go. Just reminding everyone that this is a collective reading, and my intention for this reading was, what is the kindest way we could do a reading for what is needed in the collective? There's just so much uncertainty and fear in the system. There's a lot of pressure in the bubble. And so how can we bring even more, like 10% more loving kindness to what's moving on the planet? Okay, Spirit, is there a specific question you'd like me to ask? What would support... Okay, thank you, Spirit. What would support holding this frequency of love on the planet? What does the collective light workers that are listening need to know for the highest and best good of self and the planet? What are the blocks showing up on the path, and what are the solutions to those blocks? Okay, we have nature in reverse. Anything else? So honoring, where are you not honoring your nature? As light worker, I keep using that word, light workers, because it's kind of just how we started. But it doesn't really matter. Hold on, I'm dropping cards. And then we have communication. Okay. Excuse me, throat chakra. As light workers, energy workers, whatever you want to call us, we have a really strong nature. That nature can oftentimes bulldoze people or environments. And when I say bulldoze, I mean we are very loud mirrors wherever we go, whoever we're with. We're very loud mirrors. And oftentimes I'm trying to find like a gentle way to say this. Oftentimes we rattle people, places, and things because of our high vibration. And that vibration, more specifically, because of how sure and strong we feel within ourselves. That's not a common thing on the planet, to know yourself very well, to trust in something greater than self, to have so much profound knowing and faith that you move through the world with a level of comfort and certainty. Right? Even though we all face adversity, there's some people on this planet, and I think I'm one of them. I hope I'm one of them, that our mission is so concrete in our lives that there's really no other way of being. It's not something we really choose, or maybe we chose it, maybe we signed a soul contract that we don't remember, but we're so sure of it. And a lot of that confidence and surety can really trigger other people who are not there, who are not where you are, who are flailing, who don't really understand which way is up. Have you ever been in the ocean and gotten tumbled by a really strong wave? When you're tumbling underwater and you're spinning, sometimes you don't know which end is up. And that's the visual they're showing me. By the way, if that ever happens to you, if you let out a little air, you could see which way the bubbles go, and that will show you which way is up. And it's funny. It's almost like we don't need to know. Like, a lot of people on this path need to know which way is up. But I think a lot of light workers, we don't have that struggle because we understand that whatever is being gifted to us is to support our ascension. It doesn't matter which way we're going. If we're going deeper into pain, deeper into pleasure, deeper into joy, deeper into the shadows, all of it, we know that all of it can be used for our growth and ascension process. Even if that ascension process feels like a descension, we know it doesn't matter, right? Because all energy can be alchemized and transmuted for our growth and expansion. As above, so below. Think of the tree of life visual, where the higher the branches reach up to heaven, the deeper the roots must reach down to hell. We know it has to be equidistant, and we're not judgmental of that when we're in the roots, right? We're not. We sometimes that's incredibly difficult. I'm not saying it's easy for us, but I think a lot of people on this illumination path understand the mechanism of the path. That it's okay we're here, because no matter where we are, it is eventually serving our light, serving our mission. Okay, that was all with one card, nature. We have financial discipline in reverse and communication in the unconscious position. We have spiritual partnership. Okay, I'm getting a few messages here. I'm just trying to remember. Can you guys remember what the heck I asked? What was the question I asked here? I asked, what do we need to know about being in service to this frequency? What are the blocks? What are the solutions to the blocks, right? So these are the answers to that. So, Spirit, I got to start in the shadow, because you know me, I have to go straight to the shadow. It's like, yes, we could do a really long, crazy reading, but when you start in the shadow position, you're literally starting at the X marks the spot on the treasure map. It's just like, it's the money shot. It's the golden ticket. It's the life hack. It's the trap door to our ascension. So always go to start in the shadow position. It's just the greatest spiritual life hack. Okay, so what's being pushed into the shadow here, everyone, is spiritual partnership. Now, sure, this could be external partnerships, but you know me, I never really feel that external thing first. What is your relationship to the quantum field? What is your relationship with the divine? What is your faith? How is your faith? How's the health of your faith? Do you have faith? Do you believe in something? I don't care what it is or who it is or whatever it is. Do you believe in something that is pure and loving and pristinely precious? Do you believe in the sweetness? Do you believe in unconditional love? Do you believe your worthiness, your divinity? Do you believe you have a mission and purpose here? There's something here that some of you are pushing away your divine birthright. I really don't understand, Spirit, this financial discipline in reverse. Are some of you, let's just take it the most literal. Are some of you being reckless with your money? I don't feel that these are related, these cards. I'm giving Spirit a lot of space because I don't know what this is. Okay, let's workshop it out loud. Okay, I'm looking at the numbers, I'm looking at the colors. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 reduces to a 3. Pink. So that the pink is a combination of what? The root chakra and our connection to source. The white light, this kind of pristine cosmic quantum preciousness. This all right, I'm just going to say this message because it's in my body. Do some of you think that finances and material success has nothing to do with your spirituality? Like, there's something here around some of us dissociating between, like, money is spiritual. Money is just another energetic resource. It's just another energy. And so there's something here about fine-tuning our relationship to currency. Like, listen, when you master financial currency, you'll usually master energetic currency. And when you master energetic currency, you'll master financial currency. Now, what do I mean by energetic currency? Energetic currency, I want you to think of it exactly like you think of financial money in the bank account. So every morning when we wake up, you have an energetic bank account. You have a budget for the day. Say you have $100 for the day. By the way, this is not my idea. I'm not going to pretend to claim it. It's Carolyn Mace's. I'm obsessed with it, and I tell everybody I know. So when you wake up every day, say you have a budget of $100 of energetic currency, meaning that's how much energy you have for that day to fund all of the things you have to do that day, to fund your friendships, your relationships, your work, your coworkers, your creativity, your mission, your purpose, your parenting, your children, whatever it is, you have $100 allotted for that day. It is up to you to become an incredible accountant to know where you're investing your energetic currency for that day. Now, if you wake up and you're stressed out about the day before, or if you're stressed out about, a memory that happened to you when you were 15 years old or anything like that, you are literally spending your budget for the day to those memories in the past. The whole point of this journey, again, to be a better accountant of our energy, is to get our energy in present time. So if you're leaking money, energetic money to the past, or energetic worry money around worrying to the future, you are literally leaking money. It's like hemorrhaging money in your bank account to the past and future, and you will have less in your bank account to fund your day. This is so important. So say you're worrying about, a fight you had with your mom like 20 years ago. Boom, that's like $50. That's a big one, right? That one runs your life. Unconsciously or consciously, that's running your life. So now you have $50 to run the entire rest of your day on. That's not a lot of energetic currency. And then you need enough to, connect with your partner. You need enough to connect with your project you're doing at work. You need enough to maybe exercise and take care of yourself. That's not a lot. Do you understand how how valuable your daily energetic bank account is? So then what happens if you only have $50 for the rest of the day? You have to stretch it, and you have to get really precise of like, okay, well, maybe I don't have to give my 100% to my job. In fact, you don't even have 100%. You have 50% to give to your job. So, okay, but that has to last you the whole day. So, okay, you need lunch, you need to work, you need to have quality time with your kids, you need to maybe work on that hobby or, some creativity or something. So, you are now in a negotiating process. You are now negotiating with your spirit. Okay, where can I cut? Okay, well, I don't really have to work on my hobbies, even though that really brings me a lot of joy. That's going to go. I don't have to play basketball with my friends, even though that is so good for my body. Okay, I'll cut that out. Okay, what else? What else? You know what? I'll just stop and eat fast food instead of having that really healthy meal that I love down the street. Okay, cut that out. And you see, slowly but surely, you are literally negotiating your health, your creativity, your relationships. Do you see how this starts to chip away at your at your capabilities, at your opportunities? This is why healing on this path of illumination is so incredibly valuable. This is why it is so important that we heal and release our attachments to the past and to the future. Healing is very interesting because it doesn't always look like what you think it's going to look like. Sometimes there are points in our healing journey, and I don't think a lot of people talk about this. The core, I think, of what people talk about healing as is, when you think about that thing or whatever that trauma was, it no longer has a vibration, right? That's the common version of healing. Another version of healing is choice. Having enough self-love and self-esteem to say, you know what? I don't know if I'll ever heal that relationship with my brother, my father, my whoever, my ex. But you know what? I don't need to. I will no longer let it have power over me and my day and my energetic currency. And you immediately empower yourself. Literally fill yourself with power, and you call all of that money that you invested, that energetic currency, in that memory, in those unresolved things, in those you know what I'm trying to say. I'm thinking of another phrase and it's like on the tip of my tongue. But whatever, you call all of your energy back to you, and now you are fully resourced. Now your energetic bank account is back up to $100, and you can more appropriately allocate your resources for the day. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense because it's one of my favorite analogies. Sometimes what I do if I'm hosting a workshop or something, I go steal the fake money out of the Monopoly game. And I use that money to do this exercise. And I literally I literally use the $20, $50, $100, whatever it is, $5 bills. And I start paying people. And then I look what's left in my hand and I say, okay, this is literally what I have left for the rest of my day. And maybe it's only 2:00 and I just spent $80 of my $100 budget and I have to get through the rest of the day. What am I going to do? So the other thing I should say is that we have sovereignty. We have the power to choose. We are the supreme beings of our energetic vessel. And so everything we do doesn't only take money. We can choose to invest in experiences that actually fund us, that actually fuel us, that actually give us back energetic currency in our bank account. For instance, if you meet a friend for lunch and it's your best friend, and every time you're with this person, you're cracking up, you have deep conversations, you feel so fulfilled, you feel so seen by your best friend, and you have the most incredible experience. That experience may have just given you $80 extra of energetic currency for the day. So now you might be operating at a surplus, or it may have just, got you back up to a tolerable level. So now you have enough energetic currency to bring back those things that you cut out. So maybe you do have enough energetic currency for the hobby, to go play basketball, to eat the healthy meal, to have some quality time with your partner when you get home from a tough day at work. Do you see how this stuff starts to work? My job is to point out how much power you actually have to shift and change your own life. Okay, Spirit, I still don't understand what this communication card is, but I'm going to leave it alone until you want to share that with us. All right. I'm only going to get a couple more cards. I didn't realize how long I spoke, and, I'm actually, I feel that used a lot of my energetic currency, actually. I'm dropping cards. Hold, please. All right, I laugh. We have freedom. I'm going to put it right on financial discipline. We have freedom and we have devotion. I'm just feeling like there's one more. Anything else, Spirit? Anything? Okay, we have like 3 more. We have creativity. Isn't it interesting that I've mentioned all of these things? We have sleep and self-reliance. Okay, so many of these cards are inviting us back to sovereignty, self-reliance, getting enough sleep. What do you think of when you think of sleep? You think of like, okay, rejuvenation. You think of refueling. You think of something healthy for us. Maintaining sleep helps us maintain a balance. When you become self-reliant, let me say that in a different way. When you become a trustworthy vessel I'm going to make vessel a verb, right? Vessel is normally a noun. We're going to make it a verb. When you become a trustworthy steward to vessel this frequency, the frequency of unconditional love and infinite oneness, Christ consciousness, unity consciousness, the Yeshua flame, whatever you want to call this, violet flame. When you become a trustworthy vessel to imprana this energy, to imbue yourself with this energy, you become trustworthy to imbue other things. It's like, I think I've said this in so many readings before, but it's like the universe is not going to give you the really big mission until you can conquer the mini missions. And the mini micro missions might be like, okay, are they listening to us? If we send an intuitive message that they have to get up and go for a walk, are they going to get up and go for a walk? Or do they say, I'm just going to lay in bed and watch TV, or I'm just going to be on my phone or whatever. So we have to keep things in perspective. The power is in the mustard seed. It's all these micro little moments of consent, boundaries, and sovereignty that will fund the bigger projects, the bigger missions, the being able to shift a whole community, to raise up a frequency of a country, of the planet. Do you see how this stuff starts to snowball? But it starts with these micro intuitions. And remember, and I said this too, just not a couple readings ago, we are trying to close the gap between intuition and action. When you can get an intuition and take action on it immediately, you are operating closer to the speed of spirit, right? There is no chronological time in the quantum field. It's like past, present, future. It's all vibrating in all directions all the time. I'm visualizing a like a spinning dodecahedron, like kaleidoscope visual right now. It's very in all directions. It's constantly moving and pushing and pulling and in inverting itself and outverting itself. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. Like it's in constant motion in all directions. Okay, what's in the unconscious? Pride. Yeah, one of the greatest obstacles to our ascension is our ego, is pride. So where are you blocking humility, or where is it difficult for you to have humility? Where is it difficult for you to stay humble? That's it. I think that's all I'm going to say about that. Do we want anything else? Okay, let's get some affirmation cards here. Anything else for this collective spirit? Anything else? Why is this shuffling weird? Hold on, excuse me. Oh, that's why things are in different directions. Hold, please. Thank you for your wait. All right, we have my power is absolute. It says, you hold an immense amount of untapped power and potential within your being. The possibilities are endless when using your natural talents to impact others as well as yourself. Start with the awareness that you hold this power within and allow everything else to fall into place. I find it interesting that I just spent this whole time talking about power and energy, and we get the battery card. Let's keep going. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Anything else for these divine beloveds who are so beautifully excavating truth and authenticity and walking this path? I'll be here all day, Spirit. There we go. Okay, we have a few cards. We have I am in control. It says, you are seated in the cockpit of your life, and you serve as its brave and fearless pilot. If you experience turbulence, remember your position at the controls and adjust accordingly to navigate through any trials and tribulations with ease. You have full command of your destiny. And then we have I express gratitude and joy. Give thanks. Cultivating a life of gratitude helps us to live more intentionally in the present moment and appreciate day-to-day life. Expressing that gratitude creates space to be a more content and joyful human being. Let me see. No, I'm not going to go into the shadow. Let's just leave it there. Shall we? Nope, I can't leave it there. Let me get a Buddha wisdom because I love me some Buddha wisdom. I love these little cards. Bear with me. I'm trying to yank one out of my little shelf. It says, exert yourself with thoughts of benevolence. Be soft in your speech. Oh gosh, thank you, Spirit. This is such a beautiful bookend to my initial intention. I was feeling like the collective needed some light and tender care this morning. How can we be soft in our speech, in our words, in our deeds? Beautiful, beautiful. All right, that's all for now. I hope this was supportive, and I will see you in the next one.